So, good morning, IntoMobile readers. It's quite early on a Saturday morning, but Toshiba have been nice enough to send me a TG01. So I thought I'd share with you first of all a quick bit of unboxing. So, TG01, obviously in the UK, coming with orange, and a nice little picture on the outside just to give you an idea of what you're going to get. And so for our readers who don't remember the TG01 specs too well, or who are not familiar with it, it's a Windows Mobile handset, 6.1 Pro apparently, and it's got its own Toshiba touch-based UI on top as well, which is quite nice. High res, the killer feature I suppose on this handset, one of them anyway, is the 4.1 inch widescreen. As we'll see in a minute, it is monstrously big. More so in fact compared to any of the other handsets we have. I happen to have an iPhone 3GS and a HTC Hero here as well, so we can always compare it to those, perhaps in another video later. But just focusing on the unboxing here. So as you can see here, quite a bit of stuff in the box, almost a slight preview of what we should find inside. So the TG01, the battery, which happens to be loaded in the handset already, the charger, headset, USB cable, memory card, companion CD, and a user manual, and then also the specs of the handset. So this is just listing out Orange's various addresses in their various locales, and obviously the handset information itself. Right, let's get this thing open, shall we? So, as you will know, if you read and watch IntoMobile recently and often, Will's done quite a bit on the TG01 before. This is obviously a final production handset, so as you can see, quite, pardon me for my mirrored image appearing in the video, but as you can see, quite an impressively thin profiled handset. I mean, and to see this thing in the flesh, it really is quite an impressive bit of hardware to look at. In fact, I've just got it upside down there, which is one thing that I've noticed already is a touch bizarre, is that the space at the bottom is actually quite a bit smaller than the space at the top, which is obviously opposite to how Apple like to play things, and clearly this handset's going to draw some comparisons with Apple for quite a few reasons. Tosh seems to have gone with the two-button approach at the bottom here. So we've got a back, what I presume to be a back button, and a home key. And then on the side, volume control, power button, and on that side, camera button, which is just there, and also what looks like a memory card slot, although we can find out about that later. So that's the device as it stands. As I said, hardware-wise, great feel to it, incredibly thin, would feel, I guess, really nice in the pocket. As you can see already, a little bit prone to picking up sweat marks, but the actual finish on the back is a matte kind of touchy-feely finish, which does come across very nicely, and a nicely mirrored screen. And again, apologies for the fact that I keep appearing in the mirror. It must not be the nicest sight for all of you. But good, first impressions overall, really nice bit of hardware. So, next question is, what else is in the box? And helpfully it's all inside of this kind of fairly chunky old box with, interestingly as well, some instructions about how you get the SIM card in there, and also how you get the battery in there. Always useful for those of us who can't bother to read instructions, and let's be honest, that's all of us. So, what else? Let's put that to the side for a second. You've got some orange stuff. So this is obviously assembled with a view to supporting orange as opposed to it being a generic handset. So you've got some orange bump in there. You've got some Toshiba quick start guide. So that's the official quick start guide as opposed to the quick start guide that appears just under the device. Makes me wonder, in fact, whether there's something about the putting together the device that needs those instructions and whether it's possible to do it wrongly. I'm always a big fan of sticking in the SIM card back to front or upside down, so maybe it's just for me. So that's the user guide, a bunch of other documentation, much like with other handset vendors, it's all square as well. And then in here, and I'm assuming this comes apart in some sort of fashion. Let's just be kind of semi-careful with it because I don't want to send the TG01 back to Toshiba and have them freaking out about the fact that I've ruined their box, so to speak. So we've got it's a USB to, oh no, it's a proprietary adapter. We've got a USB to, where's the other end of that thing gone? It's another proprietary adapter there, lovely. We've got a charger. The dreaded and eponymous and evil stylus on some kind of cord, which makes me wonder whether you would want to hang it off the handset. Not really. And finally, a proprietary adapter to what looks like a 3.5mm jack, and those would be to support the headphones. And I can just see hiding up there at the top, we can confirm indeed, micro SD adapter, and that looks as if, yeah, we've got a micro SD card in there as well. 1 second, let's see what size it is. Right, so only guesses how generous Toshiba have been. Let's have a look, shall we? And they've given us a, ooh, very nice. So if you see that, that's an 8GB SDHC micro SD card. Very nice, very impressed. Well done, Toshiba, fair play. You've not stiffed us with a half gig rather card. You've done your homework and put in a card with a decent capacity. So that basically is a teardown of what's in the box. In the next video we will get the handset up and running and see how it performs.